And we start things off, folks. It's time to get this grand final underway. The most important grand final taking place today. kRaSnaL, what's that? I'm sending a team through to the Pro League. Monte and 9. Alan, are you ready for a little Anubis?
Ooh, it's a spicy one. Monte always makes every map that way, but this one perhaps more than any other. And they're going to creep in towards B. Split is coming. Free in defense. Nades raining over. Flashes in from DemQQ. Goofy spamming. Nobody found. Jules are taken behind the pillars. It's so awkward for the CD side. But they're making it work somewhat. Goofy's forced back. It's an absolute mess on the side proper. But here come the rotates. And those rotates surely are going to seal this round.
That is a ripper of a shot. They may not do it at all. Woro, a 1v1 now. Set up in towards the cave. Spots Minio, knows all the information, has the full control of this situation. Minio knows if he just gets stuck in here, there's no getting out. So we'll take the fight, and Woro will come out on top of it. Pistol round found for Monte.
All the players in this grand final, Woro is the highest rated in this tournament. Plus 91 on the frag count. Not looking bad. Plenty of maps played, though. 19 maps played. Significantly more. Then 9's only played 12. This will be their 13th.
To be fair,
yeah.
12 is probably one of their most played maps, and 19 for Monte is like 5th, maybe? Because Monte just plays an ungodly amount of Counter-Strike. So, I guess when you put it in that way, in that perspective...
Who needs to scrim? Who needs to scrim?
I mean, players always say you learn more in officials than in scrims, and if you adopt that philosophy and just never play scrims and only officials, maybe that's the next level brack. SDY is next level dead in this one, and on that smoke fade key, gonna get the next. This is getting interesting now. The rifle's shown itself. They want to funnel towards A, but the bomb's super isolated outside of B main. If there was an aggro push here, they would already be in trouble. As it is, this is a great setup. Contact taken towards the K. kRaSnaL trying to capitalize with the SMG, going 1 for 1. That's fine. 1 for 2, even still okay, but losing key in towards mid. This is where the problems seep in. Goofy, though, he can isolate out this bomb. He's not looking. He knew BOROS was here. But he was wary of the A player, and so it was looking like such good control for so much of this round. Is now going to see Hades attempt to pull off a hero play. Might be able to get a rifle en route. Not sure where that gun got dropped. Yes, he does in fact have the A1S. 12 bullets in it. Won't risk the reload. Instead, he wants the round. They're not looking this way. They're not checking. kRaSnaL, as I say, that comes in. Awareness, on point, timing. Perfect. And an upgrade even for kRaSnaL as they seal the deal on the round.
Of course, we saw yesterday leaving the bomb in spawn. Yeah. Pretty common for Monte, and it's a bit bizarre here. There's a player pushing mid, but BOROS is so late with the bomb that the mid player is looking down into canals. And why wouldn't you when your teammates are dying on A? One of those bizarre scenarios that only Monte can generate. And in some senses, what makes them so hard to play against is because they break the rules, they defy the expectations, and you need to be ready for every peak, every angle, every corner, because they'll be right up in there.
It's every matchmaking game where you ever yelled, "Why is he there? Why is he holding that?" That's what playing Monte is like, personified, distilled into a soundbite. Little bit of aggression attempted with the pistols, but to no avail. Push back is Hades into the funnel, but Hades, well, was making some noise, but not nearly enough to make this interesting. And a quick elimination there. kRaSnaL keeping it under control. Again, they didn't have control of the bomb in this round, but they didn't need it. Monte, they don't want plants. They want round wins.
Clean affair, though. Much needed after the previous was ever so touch and go. Benign now on the buy. Is their opponent's map pick? Benign play a fair amount of Anubis. We don't expect them just to roll over here. And whilst it's the probably Monte's best map, to be honest. Certainly one they pick into a lot. We've seen them play it. We know there can be some gaps. And it's just a question of whether 9 can find and exploit those. Early start. Free on B for 9. Going to leave mid very exposed.
Mid's not being taken, but it's A that's under risk. kRaSnaL gonna have his hands full here in a moment. They flash through. Ooh, they don't. They just go dry, and he's able to get away. Now the counter flashes come in. It's a little bit late on the execute, right? Molly's all over the place, but this util from the CT side can hold him at bay. The swing back in the lineup. That's beautiful for kRaSnaL. Great use of the flashbangs here. It was actually SDYs that caught them on the last. And now Woro, he's got to clear the corner. Had the read, had the peek, but they're still at a disadvantage. Keying towards heaven as the smoke fades. This is such a powerful spot. And Monte are trying to slow things down, hoping that someone gives them a pick back in. But if 9 don't flinch, it's going to be very tough to get back into this round. The key here is key. He has to sit. As I say that, he goes hunting spots. The player can't give up this fight. That's a bit of a problem. Round's back open. Sight is as well. They're still not sure whether they want to commit in here. Waro thinking about bailing, but they'll deal with what's in front of him. Flashbang dodged. DemQ, if he goes out, is a dead man, a goner. But he's not facing. Until he does. All at once, this round's over.
Bit of a wild one. Monte committing through the deep smoke here. I don't know if there was a slight gap that incentivized them to go for it. They came out a little bit to the lesser. Pumped the brakes. Forced 9 to be a bit angsty for information. That forced key. Well, it didn't force him, but it certainly incentivized him to swing and try and get that info back. Led to his death. But even so, 2-on-2 is well played. On the board early is 9. The money is already dwindled. And of course, loss bonus is only on 1900 here for Monte. So, great opportunity for 9. Should they win this, to force ecos down the line. No freebie start this time. They did have 2 mid, but they're coming out of that now. They've seen nobody here and dump some deep utility.
Bit of a molly exchange. Spam it a cave. Key can't keep around. Gotta bail on out of here. Continuing to swing, continuing to take chunk damage. Seems like, again, this might be coming towards A. Hades, aggressively posture with the AWP. Minio's not close enough, and Minio doesn't have any utility to bail him out of this. This is just going to be Hades getting around the corner. He does it in time. Goes back for a pick, but that's a little too much. Now they're in trouble. There's no utility to hold this off. Minio's in a really tough spot here back at Cake. They don't know he's here necessarily, but it's a safe assumption that a second player at least would be defending the site. You can tell they're wary. Out of nade, so no mollies, no HEs to clear him out, but the damage exchange might just be enough. kRaSnaL at least takes BOROS 1-for-1 on that one. And in the meantime, look at SDY. He's got so much control here towards B. He's called his teammates over. This bomb plant is all but guaranteed. Woro finds one as they try and get into position, and now 9 are in a really tough spot. 2-on-3 here with this retake, with the lack of smokes. Discretion might say, get out of here. All tough committed, clears off cave. That just isolates a 2v2. Clearing out their angles and clearing out their corners. A trade there is something. Positions known on the last 2. kRaSnaL could make this happen. He's running out of time. Has to tap the bomb. I don't think he's got it. He doesn't have it. He'll kill everybody, but he's not going to be able to take the round.
It's a monstrous attempt, but not enough. Monte fakes some mid control, then go back into A. It meant only Hades was on that side of the map. Hades misses the first, does connect on the second, but no chance to fall back. And, yeah, ultimately, SDY, he was so far away from his teammates on the lurk, but it works in the end because he got all that B space. He just tell his teammates there's nobody here. And 9 could have contemplated a buy. It would have been a forced buy. And instead, safer approach, some pistols out. kRaSnaL, of course, saved M4. And Monte, they're in a good position, they're in a good lead, but they really could do with a clean round just to stabilize their economy a little.
Very quiet this time. Monte showing discipline for once, and now Woro will find himself his opener. Mid control at that. This one's valuable.
M4 scooped up. Hades needs to get in the action, doesn't he? Try and get something done.
Does. Key down. Running out of opportunities to really make anything of this. 35 seconds. Time's going to start to be a bit of a pressure, and the stack is on the right side. Hades has now found a kill. This could get interesting. Hades, well, chance to be a hero for a moment. But it's the tragic hero in this one. Minio's got his gun, but he's not going to be able to get away. Unless he fights his way out. 15 seconds. He's hoping they've just left the bomb behind again. They haven't this time. Had good discipline on it. He'll change up the angle of his fight, though. Full magazine in. Minio taking space, chewing up scenery. They've got a good read, though. Woro holding this angle, knows that he's not coming back through Temple, so DemQ and Woro should be able to play off of each other. They're playing tucked. They're playing tucked. There's one found. Oh, but Minio wants the next. And unfortunately, he's going to overplay his hand, so he will get neither.
Damage is still biblical, given the lack of investment. There's going to be nothing in reserve for this T side. There might even be some Galils in this one. As, come on, a 5-on-3. We should be keeping a few more players alive, I think. Minio, 5-7. Finds a cheeky frag to, at least make it costly. And onwards we ride. 9. We can't keep saying it. They've got a good chance here to break the money fully. And they need to capitalize on one of these soon, or this CD side is going to be looking pretty rough. 3B again. We saw them punished, of course, earlier on for this heavy B lean, but it seems to be a marquee part of this ED side, doesn't it? They really do not feel comfortable playing only 2 on B.
Hades will make them feel a little more confident. A little bit more. Oh, for a moment, Minio wants to retake the space, hold on to that real estate, and BOROS is just drawn forward. Oh, you mean I get a chance to duel the up? Why not? Let's try this. Now the pinch onto A could be deadly. Hades has lurked in, and BOROS is going to keep their options open. BOROS! This is going to be massive. He's operating as a solo unit right now, and the problem is the bomb's kind of stuck. BOROS might have to actually help SDY get back through, and it seems like he's going to wrap into heaven. There's no world where Hades expects
No,
this,
absolutely not. Absolutely not. This round's over.
Flashbang into A main. I mean, if kRaSnaL could take that ground, ooh, maybe there's something doing, but that's not going to be the case. And now with heaven lost, kRaSnaL knows back against the wall. Pick your poison. Which way you want to look? Which way do you want to die? This round's over. Done. Monte making such impossible choices for the 9 side to have to make. And now, I mean, it's 6 rounds on this T side. It is relentless.
Of course, we said it. Plenty coming into the series and throughout the event so far. Monte push and pull you in ways you're not expecting. Not expecting, you're not ready for, you're not trained for that. BOROS smokes the left side of mid and pushes it himself. And I have no expectation for that ever to be a possibility. Ever to be a possibility. They'd love to save one of these guns, but it's not going to be. 6 rounds for Monte, more ecos to follow for their adversaries. And they're really justifying this map pick at the moment.
Truly. Well and truly. It's been that mid-fight that's proved very troublesome. It feels like Nine have done a decent job of getting some picks, some casualties there, but they haven't been able to hold on to the position at the same time, right? The trades come in, the space is lost. Maybe part of that's a function of not having every piece of utility you'd want, but now you're into the situation where certainly the loss bonus is maximized.
Alright, Key.
Okay. A little frustration being shown through there. We expect Key to be popping off on the scoreboard. He's 1-1-7 right now. So, well, you might be paying tribute to the Halo franchise. It's not quite what you're hoping for from your star player.
No. Certainly not. Certainly not. Highest rated player for their team so far in the event. And I think for a lot of us, he is the best player on this team. Potentially the best prospect for the next few years in the Polish domain. And it's just a half by here. We see how it developed going into following rounds, but of course, by virtue of leaning 3B and one's also got an anchor A, of course, that mid area has been so weakly defended. They never really played into it, and they're spewing their nades early because they're scared of a mid split. It's kind of a lose-lose if Monte do actually exploit that control. Lot to think about, and 9 probably should start pausing soon because this is starting to slip into really dangerous territory where you need some breathing room. It might be a T-sided map, but you need a little bit of wiggle room as we flip the half.
Imagine this next round's going to be telling. Right, this one we're not expecting much. Once the guns are out, so we got to get a little bit of reliability, a little bit of justification for playing here. BOROS, he spotted all the players on this side of the map. Common wisdom would say take the bomb A if you know there's likely to be a stack B. But BOROS says more chance for ecos. Common wisdom doesn't hold, and now at this point, I mean, they can pinch on in. BOROS is lost. So rifle given over. Probably not gonna want to let them keep that, but they will actually shift the bomb towards A.
Mine isn't good for Monty, so they'd love to keep these 4 alive. They do like a hunt, though, don't they? So we'll see what the decision is in this after plant. They should really hold fast. I mean, someone needs to be calling here that we don't have a lot of cash. And it could still become a problem. Even in spite of the massive round lead they've accrued so far. And yeah, some really difficult choices to come for 9. How do they approach the CT side? Maybe something like a double AWP is going to come out. Because, of course, when they have AWP day, it's been Hades. And it leaves other areas exposed. There's no AWP on mid. They've got to change something. They've got to change something because this square peg ain't going into the round hole at the moment.
I've seen a lot of success for the double op on Ancient, just to anchor various sites, right? And even op on towards B, it's really strong for that choke point fight out B main. Gives you a lot more freedom to shift the other op around for the mid and A fights.
There it is. Key on the second.
All right, let's see. Maybe this gets him started as well. If they can get him activated, that's something they'd very much like to see. Even if it's not in time to really recover this map, it's about getting him comfortable, getting the juices flowing for the full series. It's a best of 5, right? There's potentially 3 more maps to play after this. You gotta get your star warmed up. It's like, I'm gonna try and make a metaphor I may not have the background knowledge for, but it's like an F1 race, right? You need to get the tires warmed up here. Pull the fast lap maybe on the next.
Better analogy is probably foreplay. And
I know that's the analogy you're more
and you know I'm
on,
right.
Alan. Oh. Get your
What can I say?
mind
Young minds. They go places. It gets goofy around here.
I mean, 9 are hoping it gets a little more goofy. Oh, that's not good. 2 players down in towards mid. They focused up on his fight. They reinforced it. It doesn't matter. SDY collecting the second through smoke. This is disastrous potentially. Hades will at least bring back a little something, but they know he's pretty isolated here towards A, and down he goes. Ooh, Goofy getting his say. But a 2-on-3?
Warrior's in a different postcode. It's actually a 2-on-2 right now.
Yeah, if they just retake this, well, they're not going to be able to. And now Waro is beautifully set up to hunt down this save. This is what it was all about all along.
Well, that is so dejecting for 9, isn't it? They go into the double AWP. They play 2 into mid with the expectation to fight it pretty hard and not just cede the control. And whilst the AWPs are finding some frags now, in the round proper, didn't make a whole lot of difference. That's a tough pill to swallow when you make multiple adjustments. You're trying to plug the gaps, and you know it's one of those things where you're on a ship and you plug in one hole and another one opens up. They're still sinking.
Maybe we need some shipwrights in addition to CS players over on this 9 side. some able sailors.
Hmm.
In a boat, in a sailboat, you carry frequently these things called what are they called? Bungs, wooden bungs. They're just basically corks made of wood, right? Plugs. And if you spring a leak, if you get a puncture in the hole, you hammer. You try and choose the best sized bung for the hole because you don't want to make it bigger, obviously, but you need something that'll fit relatively well. And then you pound that in. And the reason they're made of wood is because then the wood swells with the seawater and expands to fill the gap.
There you have it. How to stay ship shape.
Yep.
Have 9 got any bungs? That is the question.
The real question is, do they have a bung to fit their particular hole, too? Seems like mid's going to be under threat here again this time. Just Minio. Oh, my goodness. The attempt at the cave aggression. Key's trying anything to get activated here, and it is not working. So, he's been bunged in this one.
Yeah. Straight for him. Players are still peeking. It's at what point? I know it's just a half buy, but at what point? Maybe desperation isn't the right word. Maybe frustration. Yeah, I think frustration because they just feel like, especially these B players, the amount of rounds where they've lost mid and lost A, and they're probably thinking, I haven't even taken a duel for 5 rounds on my terms, and that's what they want right now.
Yeah, they have to. They feel like they have to force the issue, but then Monte's very content to just sit and play for aim fights. That is Monte's brand of CS through and through. If you're just gonna give them duels, they will take it every day of the week. All right, 1 for 1 here. Kylar at least makes a little noise, but despite his best efforts with the Deeg, it will only be a little bit of damage, and we're long past the time where we can give them any sort of flowers for economic damage. That moment has passed. We need rounds here for 9.
It's got to start here. I think if you lose this round, this map might already be a write-off. It's gone that poorly. That poorly so far. And that map advantage coming to the series might not count for a great deal. At the rate we're going here, mid boost is in. Of course, you can see over this deep mid smoke. Borrow post. Hades is on the right-hand side, and very ill-advised for these guys to peek further. Flash is nice, though, and clearly they're aware. Hades holes are going through. Oh, my lord, this is overzealous. Wow. I can't believe Monte is still trying to fight this.
Smoke duel. There you go. Finally. Now, some control, some spacing. Key gets to win a duel. That's what he's looking for before the round's already over.
3A feels like too much to me with their information.
Just spotted B main and not seen anything.
But we need a rotation here because B is not easy to hold at the best of times. I know they've got a big man advantage, but there's a lot of ways a good duel can be forced. Look at that. Could have turned south so fast.
They still know there's 1 over towards A, so it's a maximum of 2 on the take right now, which is why they're not panicking just yet. But you see the shift come up. Manio's coming in to support. He's starting to read the tea leaves. They haven't seen anything in towards mid. They haven't seen anything in towards A. So the bodies are going to be here. The utility's a little drained at this point.
Key's cleared dark. He knows it has to be main.
That's going to be so valuable for him. He's going to commit into the angle. Dancing around the pillar, playing off of his teammate. Spots the first peek. Got dem Q. Dead to rights. He'll go back in for another check. Just make sure they haven't slipped into canals. And this time he's lost. But his information, he's given a lot of comfort over to his teammates. And the flashbang peek. That's beautiful for Goofy. Great spray. Great finisher. And the double up even retrieved 9. That round was about as well as it could have. Now they need to build.
And I'm not sure Monte are going to go for the same sort of mid-fight again. It seemed, I mean, it's obviously their status quo is to go for that sort of play. But this time they get punished. And they won't necessarily present such opportunities again. Double AWP is back. Back in play. As Key takes the second. 2 mid start for them. As it's Hades and Minio in the vicinity for now. Nades exchanged. And this seems to be their planned adjustment. Get the AWP on mid, play only 2B, but at least have an AWP on the main side to stop a player crossing and making it super uncomfortable.
Minute 15 hits the clock with no casualties yet. I think the confidence has been bolstered enough for 9 that they're content to let this early round develop without forcing a fight, without forcing an issue. It does mean that it's going to be Old Faithful here for Monte. Looking like the A-take. Double push in towards main. This could be well-timed. If there's a flashbang for it. Grenades coming through. That's a good find early. kRaSnaL shut down. Instead of trying to bail out, they're going to hold on to the angle. Oh, BOROS, a TK, blind firing the smoke, catches his teammate in the process, and this, bit of a disastrous one from Monte. They're coming to a screeching halt, but what does SDY have to contribute? He could be the difference maker. He could tip it back in their favor, unless he gets found by the op. Now it's downright comfortable, 25 seconds left, and the money's not great here for Monte, so there's a world where they try and back off and save these guns. Somehow, despite winning so many rounds in a row, they're vulnerable. They're mortal. And the funds, they're depleted.
Are they going to jump up after time? Oh, no.
There's one. There's one.
That's a catastrophe. I mean, the buy was on the brink with that save. I think they would have gone for it, but now, I think it's a little bit too much to ask. You can see that kRaSnaL's drop peeking a more standard deeper line. He's not ready for a player to be so wide. And his teammates, they were lining up too many nades to be there directly for a trade. I can't believe they're forcing into this. Or maybe I should at this point. I'm seeing so many of their games.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
Uh-oh.
No!
Blue screen of all of the death. Uh-oh, folks. Yep. The server PC said, no thank you, not today. We'll hopefully get that restarted and just in there in a flash. Alan, let's talk about what we've seen so far here on Anubis, because it has been pressure from Monte, but it feels like these last couple of rounds, right? 9 just getting enough to make them feel a little bit more comfortable, to settle back down, to stabilize towards the site holds. I mean, how many rounds do they realistically need to get here to make us think they can make a go of it on Anubis?
I mean, at this point, it's more just playing for survival. Just stay in the map, make it competitive. You don't want to slip further on in this series, not putting up any sort of defense. So, I don't know. I mean, we've obviously, as Vitality showed, you really can have a monster T side and turn this map around. I'd say maybe 5 with pistol is okay. But yeah, they are scrambling to get anything they can, and even though it's been a decent couple in a row, I'm not entirely convinced that this is going to continue.
Unfortunately, it does seem like we're going to need a little bit of time to get things sorted out and get back in the server, so we're going to take the quickest of breaks here, folks, and hopefully be right back with you in a flash.
cashing big checks. I bought the whole block out, now that's a big flex. Peeping out my Uber window, like what's next? Got new levels and new devils out the wazoo. Ain't no worries, life gets better when you find you. And if you mind you, peace will abide and hide you until it's time to start anew. So live it up, we grown, ain't got no curfew. Who brought the bad vibes? Tell that bitch move. Walking all in my inner, that's a bitch move. Pressed that I arrived, mad that I survived. All your sad attempts to send me to the sky. But I've been in the wind, been had wings, I was always this fly. Oh yes, and that's probably why you're mad. Don't let Evie turn you into a trash bag. So get glad, find out why you sad. All that jealousy, you should subside. I think it's time to turn that mirror on you. Put it up close for a clear view. And look deep down inside. And soon you will find a pretty soul that needs more shine. My world has come to test me, my mom deep will have you shook. It's a marathon, but baby girl, never let up. No need for speed, but keep your foot up on the gas pedal. Ain't worried about having a golden award when God made me to be an ice cold meadow. Why are you always pressed about my life? Talking with your friend and me's about me, saying, ooh girl, have you seen it like the shy lights? You tried, but you could never dim my light. Please know I'm untouchable, girl. I'll slip through your fingers like a real fly kite. Why you wanna turn a good day into fight night? Constantly projecting all that negativity. Take that bad energy and go and get your mind right. Say a prayer tonight to keep it so tight. You in the big world of danger, cause you dwell in that drama. I put the work in, now I got the big bags that you call Birkins. My world has come together, and maybe I just wanna let it shine. There is no good or better. I think tonight I'm gonna make it mine. My world has come together, and maybe I just wanna let it shine. There is no good or better. I think tonight.
Break up, don't speak for a couple of weeks. I'll be in his place till he calls and says he's sorry. This situation's on repeat, just like a scratch on a CD. It just gets deeper when you hit rewind. How many nights will you make this decision? Nights ending tears and he's blurring your vision. You know he don't love you, hurt you holding on to. Scream through the phone even though he won't listen. So I'm still at your place, trying to make it okay. He's miles away, I'm left here in music. That you just need someone caring for you. When will you see me more than your rescue? Feeling kinda used, yeah, like a drug that you take when you're sick of crying all your tears away. Is that all I am? All I want is for you to be happy. You know this ain't healthy. Do I make you happy? How many nights will you make this decision? Nights ending tears and he's blurring your vision. You know he don't love you, what you holding on to. Scream through the phone even though he.
And we're back here, folks. Thanks for bearing with us there. Quite the recovery for 9. Up to 5 rounds. So they've done enough. They've done what we said they had to make this a little bit of a competition here. Can they seal the deal with a sweep 6 to make things look all the better? Aggression out kRaSnaL. This has never really worked, and this time K also gets checked by the op of Waro. So an advantage for Monte as they look to still seal double digits after giving up that hot start, but BOROS won't be along for the ride. And this aggressive mind control, this is powerful. SDY may not realize a player is already out. Goofy's going to hold on to that position. That gives a ton of information over. But look at this. They've abandoned A. Alan, they've abandoned A. It's free and clear for the taking. The bomb's not quite there, but the players certainly are, and they'll start to shift on in.
Oh, they need to get these nades down right now. Right now. It's going to be a little bit too late. These players surely going to swing. Minio's wide. Flash is good. Flash is good, and now it's just Goofy, and he is absolutely in the wrong place at the wrong time. It will be 10 for Monte. Stumbled a little bit, but there's still a monster half for them.
It is. But it's not the full-on stamping out of human life. We were expecting it to potentially be Goofy. One, but no more. 10 rounds. That sees us back to the half.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Fuel the flame like a fireplace to make a bunch of money. Buy my mama a fireplace. We make incredible songs to celebrate and get mad lit. Once upon a time in Hollywood, I'm like Brad Pitt. My homies say I live a life, yeah, just a tad bit. Learning how to move in this rap shit. I told them that the bar raising, we keep moving it up. And no surprises here, they knew it was us. Apologies if I was doing too much, but I always came through in the clutch. A off game don't mean I'm losing my touch. And no excuses, I ain't using a crutch. Apologies if I was doing too much, but I always came through in the clutch.
And we're back here, folks. back into the action, 10-5. Not quite the domination it was looking like for Monte, but still a lot of work to put in for 9 if they're going to bring this back. Alan, it seems like it's going to get started towards A.
Yeah, there's only DemQQ is here. And he's not really on the side proper. Oh, that's not going to help. Well.
That's a little bit of a tip-off, too.
Oh, my God.
And the airburst molly. They don't have the nades lined up at all. This utility is a disaster. Bomb trying to make its way towards site without that cover of smoke. A kill at least, and okay, 2 more. Who needs utility if you just get headshots? That's the BOROS philosophy. Let's see if he can implement it. No, certainly not. On to kRaSnaL. Chances slim, opportunities limited, and K to find his 3rd of the round.
How to execute a bomb site. Anubis. Not out here's next video.
Yeah.
What a
you
disaster.
want to do is hit your teammate with the smoke, fluff the Molotov, and then kill everybody. Textbook.
Oh. They actually made it pretty clean, which is pretty wild, given the antics that were in play. Full 4 spies out in tow. Scout on Waro. Eagles in the mix. We know these players are mighty potent on the pistols. And if you're 9 here, it's going to scare the living death out of you this sort of round. Get past this and this game is on. Lose this and, well, you might already start thinking about nuke.
XDY blinded up, and he still almost has it on the line. That's a great play. Call that the Daredevil play, because he just used some echolocation. Still, it's only the start.
Bomb.
Of this round. This could be cheeky. This could be cheeky. Nope. All good.
1 HP.
A little bit of a wobble. All good. All good, Alan. And this time he even gets to line up the smoke, but they are coming into the reinforced site. The scout is here. Now that they've seen it, do they still want to commit? You got a player coming out B main. They don't have to do this. The bomb's not committed, indeed. They're going to hold the players here, and they might just find all of the clears. Now, which way do they want to go? They pulled kRaSnaL in. They know they've got the free plant elsewhere, and I mean, hey, just make it clean as a whistle.
Why not have both sides? They could have made a 2A call, then ran away, but Goofy was intent on clearing out the bomb site. And they survive with numbers alive, looking really clean. This one's going to be maybe in a full USP eco. Nope. 2 PD fiddies to break the chain. At least it's symmetric. That's what I like to see.
Running right into the stack. Oh, how long do you want to stick around? How long do you want to stay on this fight? You've now lost a couple of guns. This is getting way too expensive, but they're all in the corner, and you're just trading it 1 for 1, giving the bomb on over. What is this for 9? You run face first into the stack and then just keep slamming your head against it. Now Woro's got a gun, and he's got a 50-50 clear for Goofy, and if Woro just hits the headshot, this is over. And he will not miss. What a disaster of a round for 9. That was the most straightforward of stacks for Monte. 9 had so many opportunities to bail, but the allure of easy ego frags just tempted them in again and again and again. Alan, what happened?
Lack of a cancel call. Just call cancel. The first guy went, let them have the AK. Or use some more nades, or you're taking a left eye peek as you peek through that the doorway on the left. It's that is catastrophic. There's no money in reserve. At least I got a few AKs out here, but this should have been 8 to 10 with 9 in supreme economic control. Monte only invested $500 into that round. They bought 2 P250s. That was it. Return on investment is absolutely enormous for them. Now 9 up against the wall. There's only 1 guy on defense on A. Ooh, this time it could be awful for them.
Heavy exchange towards mid. Look at this control being taken by BOROS. He's going to know that there's no rotation on, so now there's 3 players here just in the nick of time, but still, it's going to be a bit of a fight. They've let them out the choke points. That bomb has to cross. Hades will make it easier, and Goofy, great follow-up frag. So despite all this information, despite the flank developing for BOROS, it's a really tough situation for a retake. Some teams would already pull the ripcord at this juncture. Some teams aren't Monte. So let's see what we get as they start to give it a little bit of a look in. SDY, information, damage, but no kill just yet. The platform player somehow surviving. They can't finish off any of these sprays. And time is starting to become a real issue, but look at the health remaining. Look at the health remaining. It's just Hades with 2 HP and a scout. And they have kits. They have kits. They've got time enough. Time aplenty. It looks a little hairy. It looks a little scary, but that is the Monte effect. Plenty of time for the defuse.
You just never establish good after-plant positions. You could see as the one player comes off the platform, I mean, he doesn't know his first contact onto the heaven area, the window area. Not on the same page, 9. Not on the same page. Maybe could have played back into A main. Or at least fight further forward. There were options there. And they kind of took none of them. That's 2 rounds with massive opportunities slipped away. You're not going to get many of those chances, given how one-sided the first half was. And I guess now they're debating whether to drop and buy into this one. They know the money is awful. But this is quite the committal. 1 AK is out. Are any more going to follow? Is it just the hero on kRaSnaL?
They're going in? No, Minio. Minio alone is going in. Seems he'll be content to play with Tech or a MAC-10 in the next. So going to try and make something of this. The last 2 rounds are what they're going to point to. Maybe just being the stuttering points for this map if they can't recover here. Up into the pistol stack and then a 4-on-3 post plant where you can't seal the deal. Oh, not exactly promising. Honestly, I don't mind this read right now. They're gonna execute. It seems 1 smoke out. Players bunched here. I thought they were just gonna hold for BOROS' push into aggression. Oh, B main. Woro cleans up that lurker, so now this is the 1 dimension to the approach, and Woro can focus back in. Bomb's been dropped. BOROS confirms that. And there's a sightline for Woro to just punish them as they try and drag back the C4. No more utility means no more realistic chances to get through this. And Hades knows. Yeah, kRaSnaL, at least a little bit of economic damage is consolation prize, but B-hop as you might, Woro ain't going to be missing those shots.
Well, it was just the lesser investment with the 1 AK, so shouldn't have expected the world. But yeah, or a little bit too second. I think one of them just bought a Mag 7 by accident.
Ideal. Retake Mag 7. Everyone knows that's the meta. Alright, hear me out. We wind up in a situation where a player slips back into spawn. They pick up the Mag 7 and win the round with it.
Or Minio has an auto pickup on and picks it up by accident and gets him killed to lose the round.
Could be possible, but if he has auto pickup on, he deserves it. That's a nice find. SDY trying to get aggressive, and they were holding for it. That is one of the things that you can reliably punish for this Monte team is eventually they're going to try and push something. Speaking of pushing something, look at them Q. Pretty far forward here in A main. Very isolated as well. Woro won't be close enough to bail him out if he has to retreat. Wisely repositioning a little closer towards the site.
Getting a little bit light here to think about mid-control nades, but here they come. There's only 1 smoke left now on key.
I think this is to set up a canal drop.
So aggressive.
Look at the bomb. The bomb's very isolated. They're taking A successfully, and this has actually pulled everybody off the B site. Hades is going to be able to plant for free. No one is here. It's a 3-on-3 post plant. This is... Ooh, they've led Monte around by the nose, but the bomb needs to be planted now. Hades doesn't quite believe his luck, but there's in fact no one here. And now he's going to know. Now he's going to realize. 25 seconds, plant this bomb before kRaSnaL can get into the angle, and indeed they do. Rotation required. Key spots 2 of them coming down the canals, so now he knows that information. They're going to fight forward, maybe try and take the CT presence out, and see if they can't whittle it down just to the 1. HE there. Cost them a little bit of health, but it's still worth it on the fight. BOROS, he's got it, and this is starting to look very dang good, but Key sprays down 2, keeps it in doubt. kRaSnaL there in the nick of time. How different this would have been if they'd managed to catch him. The idea behind the CT peak, right? Grouping, massing, once you know 2 are coming through canals, flashing into that. kRaSnaL actually wins the round by not fighting them.
But I think we've seen the last couple, 9 are not super comfortable in these after plants. They haven't got the protocols. They're not used to where to play into. In the ways they would be on some of the other maps we're going to see later on in this series, some of their more established home turf where they've got more experience. At least in this matchup, they cannot win an afterplant to save their life on this T side. And they're going to have no excuses should they lose this map. That's 3 rounds in a row with a big advantage at times. And they just cannot convert. And they are running out of leeway here. 2 more required. And then the series will be evened up.
Minio has a lot of control towards mid. For whatever reason, this time Monte have given it no looks. It's all just onto this A play. The platform player swings and dies. And this, I mean, this is a save. I think even for Monte, this is a save. There's no world where you can justify this. So 9, they'll get another chance to make something of this map. Minio can even get an upgrade when he eventually realizes that this isn't happening for a retake. And these 3 guns are just going to have to live through. The money's far from healthy.
Well, finally one comes good. Bulldoze their way onto the site. Keep it simple. Maybe that is the aim of the game, but a lot required to claw this back. At least the CT money has been kept very much in check. kRaSnaL could drop an A1S, but have no nades to speak of. I think they should save, but they're not going to. They're going to force.
You know they are. It's like watching a fly near a spider's web. You know they're going to get trapped. And I mean, it's a pretty good buy around it, right? I mean, for them, it's excellent. They'd be fine even with if it was just Deagles peppering in the gaps in the weapons, but a lot available here for them to work with. And this is kind of the moment. We talked about it as being, you know, important for the long game, for the whole series, to build a little bit of confidence here, to build a little bit of momentum here for 9. I think this is the turning point. Maybe not for the map yet. I'm not willing to say for the map yet. But I think if 9 win this round, presumably get an eco in the next, this is where, even if you lose, you say, we had a good fight on Anubis. Yeah, we made some mistakes. Yeah, there were some rounds we should have closed out. But it's not psychologically damaging for the series, shall we say.
Defaults are in. Cave being attained. DemQQ, oh my lord. He is a lucky man, or not. Or not. The Glock finishes. And that's the only player on the A side of the map who's going to force a reaction. kRaSnaL's trying to peek out and make something happen. It's so awkward, but they find the jewels. Of course, there's such a high percentage to win them, these players. Back in Monte's favor now.
Actually unreal. I like the adjustment from 9 to come back in towards what they imagine might be the softer site. You know, they've done damage onto BOROS, and he is most often the anchor, so it's actually going to keep kRaSnaL close at hand. They're not going to realize K's out. That's the first one. They're clearing corners, and BOROS down for the count. Bomb going to go down. It's SDY. That kill will bring them back in. I was wondering whether it was going to be a commitment, but the bomb is down. And actually, if 9 can eliminate everybody, this might actually work in their favor. I like the angle for Minio. Not much in terms of utility here, so they're going to have to dodge the flashes, but SDY, is he going to clear close? That's what it all comes down to. He's made a ton of noise. They know he's here. It's the double glizzy play, and having killed Goofy, do they expect the next one close up? Oh, they do. Woro, ever aware. He's seen that setup before. Continues his massive map, and they drag it back. Monte, find map point.
Yet again, another afterplant goes the way of Monte. They seem so much more proficient with the angles and the opportunities, and you just see there at the end. See what it was. It was Goofy. Just it wasn't even aware that you know a barrel could peek out in that position. I guess he had an A1S and normally be on an AK, but it's kind of agonizing. This 4 rounds now. The 9. I mean, even if they get one of them, they break the money, and maybe this half looks very different. But they've just sustained so many losses when they've had good chances, and out of desperation, I guess they want to speed up the pace here onto B.
That's a nice find. It is the vacant site now. It's just kRaSnaL in the cave, and he's going to get mollied out. He's going to have to make a decision. Back into kRaSnaL, commit to the fight, and, well, he will be down. The spray from Goofy, good enough. Now the kills are leaning their way. And, I mean, there's risks, and then there's whatever this round would be if Monte decided to go for it. So they're out. They're gone. 9's not done just yet. This is one after plant. They will definitely win. Because there won't be a fight for it, Alan.
Maybe that's the secret. Just bulldoze yourselves in so hard. That,
win before the after plant.
Yes.
That's actually written on a whiteboard in their boot camp office. Can't lose an after plant if there is no after plant.
That's it. Just keep running at them. Don't plant the bomb until we've either won or lost the round. Well, Monte's loss bonus surely is back to minimum. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say they're going to buy in the next anyway. I suspect. Yeah, it is the minimum. Likely. They're going to buy.
Yeah. Well, you know, you're getting into the skinny moments, right? If you save here, you get more total buys.
Oh, they're saving.
Are you proud of them?
Can you believe it?
Is there a little bit of pride in your heart right now, Alan?
Somewhat. I'm not going to let them off what they did yesterday on Nuke.
BOROS going to try and maximize that AWP. He's showing it, show it, and shift. Show it, and shift.
We haven't touched on it yet, but this is an unbelievable hard carry by Waro and BOROS.
He's monstrous. They're both monstrous right now. 27 and 15, 24 and 17. I mean, BOROS is your B anchor, right? So that's so valuable on both sides of the map. He was just threatening B, making it uncomfortable. And now he's locking it down. And then you've got Waro just roaming all over the place with that ult. Makes it light work for their teammates more often than not.
So mid was left open, and you can see how much Monte overreact here. Look at this. B fully seeded. They move to cover off A. 4 on A. I guess it's a...
They're making the read.
Yeah, well, I guess with this sort of investment, you've got to take a risk, but... Oh,
no. I thought they had it. Still could just go up canals, and it looks like that's going to be the answer. If they do this, I mean, it's the perfect read, right? It's only DemQ who could do anything about it. They need to go quick, though, because the flank is going to start to develop, and it's all about DemQ. Can he find enough damage to justify them giving this a look in? Do they clear Glizzy? They do indeed. Minio not going to finish the deal just now, but 1 for 1 is fine. It's still fine. They need to be ready for the flank, and they're not at all. It's ahead of schedule. It's ahead of what they expected. And Goofy, what kind of utilities here to clear this out? None. They can't clear Waro's angle now. They've got a nade and just a nade. The flash was dropped. They have to kill Waro just on the duel. It's gone. Can they get the bomb? Can they get the bomb? A 1v1 and just about... That gets so risky. They didn't invest, and still Monte almost brought that through.
Oh my god. 9. For all we praise them about the great fundamentals and the lack of mistakes, Anubis is not a finished product yet. But they survive. Monte are going to double eco. I guess that's fine. I mean, look towards future gun rounds, but it is going to allow opportunities for this game to slip even closer to being recoverable for 9. But we've seen these rounds already, haven't we? They seem absolutely guaranteed to go close. Mid-stack is in again, and I really hope they don't go that way because it didn't go well last time.
You gotta imagine they're remembering that moment. And actually, with 2 players threatening outside of A main, if they go around the corner, it's just BOROS. BOROS and kRaSnaL now. The mid player is close at hand. This could get spicy. Drive-by peek from kRaSnaL. Utility to try and set this up. Goofy lost.
Cancel.
Cancel. It's your favorite call. They've got it. And actually, with this mid-angle, kRaSnaL might be able to control the rotation. They're fighting forward. They've let the AWP. They let the AWP to get run down. Hades will get one, but he's dropped. Uh-oh. Even with the cancel, even with the sight, this one's going to be a bit of a contest. You know they're hunting for it. You know they're hungry for it. Timing for kRaSnaL could be huge, and he's got the AWP out of play. So that makes life a lot easier. K, though, didn't expect this heavy of presence, and now kRaSnal's taken down as well. It's all on Aminio. For a clutch who's trying to play it safe, but eventually they'll just eliminate potential positions. There's going to be 2 crosshairs pointed his way, and they're on the 2 very dangerous players. kRaSnaL wants to get on the stick. It's all about Woro. Woro here, the aggression in. The dink, Alan. But time is his ally. He's won it on the clock. Woro cannot take through this round. Maybe he can make it a bit humiliating, a bit costly, but it doesn't matter in the long run. A round is still 9s.
They cannot buy a clean round, save their lives, can they?
Nope. This is what Monte does to you. This is what a game against Monte does to you. Every round is
It's just a war of attrition. Physically, mentally, and in the game. Every round. I mean, the amount of energy you're investing just to win these anti-ecos is absolutely biblical. Whew. They made it compelling. We're only a couple gun rounds away from overtime. I've 9 actually got it in them to somehow save this map.
I'm starting to believe. They're going with the 3B early on. I mean, based on the early posturing, it's a good show. MQ's been left alone, as he so often has towards A. And aggression into B main. Now is this scene, the bomb sticking around. Don't know about that. If Minio gets out of here, if they can hold off this aggression, Key's now got them pinched. Oh, this is interesting. Woro, the hero of this map so far. He's down for the count. Key overextends it just a little bit. So the advantage given back, but they know there's 2 players still on B, so it seems like they want to accelerate into this A take. Not a bad read. MQ's going to be tested, and he's not got the utility to hold this off. He just has to do it with his gun, but losing the mid presence early, that makes this a lot easier. Now STY can focus in. They've got 2 crosshairs on the angle, and here comes the hit. Here comes the contact. There goes the tag. They've got the kill. One found like the other. MQ looking to deny this bomb plant. Well, he can't do that. He can still win this round. It's all on to Hades. Hades is gone. And there we go. Monte close Anubis. It felt like an inevitability for so much of that map, but just when 9 caused some doubts, asked some questions, Monte come in to seal the deal.
And of course, remember before the series, and of course in last actually 2 nights ago in the interview with kRaSnaL, we had this discussion about, for whatever reasons, they're just consistently losing to this Monte team. At least they feel like they do. And some of the rounds they were losing there at the end, I don't know if it was they're getting